Welcome to another impromptu live, y'all. I thought I would just bring you a quick update. My little heathens are out running, enjoying the weather. We've got some really beautiful daffodils blooming here, which is always nice. This might be kind of a bad time. I'm not really sure. It's 1 o'clock. Hello, Laureen. I thought I would just give y'all a quick update on Mom. She's still in intensive care. Probably will be for a couple days. This was kind of a bad scene all the way around. We found out that I found out when Mom fell on Tuesday and broke her collarbone, she actually also broke a rib, and she has her 10th thoracic or chest vertebrae in the back. She has a compression fracture, so they won't let her get up at all on her newly repaired hip. She's having a lot of trouble with her swallowing, and she's got a little droopiness, so they're going to be taking her down to a CAT scan to see if maybe there was a stroke that had to do with surgery, because she was fine, but, well, she wasn't fine, but you know what I mean. She didn't have the symptoms beforehand. She did lose quite a bit of blood, and so they've been giving her blood all day because her blood count was dangerously low. We found out that her heart is in poor condition, and as far as heart failure, blood sugar's high. I mean, y'all, when you get that age, I guess everything just fails. So I'm just trying to spend as much time that is reasonable there. ICU is not a fun environment to be in, and I have to balance staying with Mom, my own health, obviously, but she won't rest when I'm there. She's so confused. And the pain medication is making her hallucinate. I mean, I can give you the whole sad story. But the net is she came through surgery. They did not do a hip replacement. Hi, Betsy. Thank you. Just because of the degree of trauma to her to do that big of a surgery where they actually put in like a new hip joint, which a lot of times with fractures they will. They ended up, they put in what's called a nail, I will call it a rod, kind of from her knee up her leg bone into the ball of her hip joint, which that's where the break was at the bottom of the ball. It broke it completely into two and in a few pieces. So it's pretty up in the air whether Mom will ever walk again. I am not going to be sharing that with my mom, because if I tell her that, I'm afraid it'll discourage her, number one, and number two, she might not walk again just because she thinks she can't. So, and I apologize, y'all, the sun is bright, but it's 60 degrees today, which is very nice, and the girls are just like overjoyed. I don't know if you can see them, they're all back in here because, you know, the best worms are where Mom can't see very well. But I do have some beautiful daffodils at least. So that's the basic update, but I don't know what this week is going to bring. I'm so sad having to be, I mean, my mom before the surgery was screaming in pain. It was hard, y'all. I'm not going to cry, though, you know, because the Lord is in charge and He will work this out. And if Mom doesn't make it through this, then it's her time. Hi, Jane, across the big pond. It is a lot to deal with. We also found out that Mom has had a heart attack. Sometime since she's been admitted to the facility. We don't know how old it is. You know, there's just, I keep finding out more and more and more, and I'm just going to be blatantly honest. There is some facility fault in this. I'm angry. I'm trying not to be angry. And I will cross that bridge privately with them, but it is not over yet. My mom, as my mom says about me, she's real nice, but don't make her mad. So, and they've made me mad. One of the things, and I thank you very much, Jane. One of the things I wanted to say is I hope I can do this in a way that's an encouragement and it's not like just airing dirty laundry or just being highly critical, because it's going to kind of sound that way. But as I'm discovering, there are a lot of families that are in a very similar situation to me, where there is one person who does everything and other people who, for whatever reason, other family, that decide that it's not their responsibility, or let's just be frank, guys, they don't want to do it. And I have spent a lot of time and energy on being angry. I mean, really angry. Don't make her mad. At my sister. There is no excuse for her behavior, but what I've learned, y'all, is angry does not fix her. Even saying what's on my mind hasn't changed a thing. So if y'all are dealing with that situation in your family, I think really what it boils down to is just do the best you can for your loved one. Try not to keep score. I've lost track. Score. Pray about it. But if that person doesn't want to change, there's nothing you can really say or do that will make them want to change. And I think the flip side of that is make sure you build a strong support system. I know a lot of you all are close to my age, so if you haven't already, you may be fixing to deal with, aging parents, or if you're younger, maybe aging grandparents. There is a lot of good support in the social work system. Yeah, I'm a natural care, yeah. And Jane, I do feel very taken advantage of. But here's the bottom line. Everything I do for my mom, I would do. And I do it willingly. So being mad because my sister doesn't do or someone else doesn't do, doesn't really help. Look at these babies, y'all. Let's see if I can... Yeah, what you got to say? Thank you, let it be known. And I am so sorry. I forget names, and you've told me your name, and I want to call you Dee, but I don't think that's right. So please excuse me. I'm really good with numbers, but I'm horrible with names. So back to the support system. Utilize social workers. Don't be afraid to ask for help. If you need to go to a support group for people who are also dealing with aging parents or maybe parents with dementia. The dementia part is very sad, but I got that part. I don't like seeing my mom suffer, and I've really struggled with that. And I've struggled with not having somebody to bounce like, well, here's what I think we should do, and then hello, you don't hear anything back, right? So you have to learn to trust your own judgment and do your research. What do you want? Did you lose your sissies? I don't know where they went. Michelle. I'm going to write it down because that's the only way I'll remember it. But if I've learned anything through all of this, it's there's no one more reliable than yourself. You can count on yourself, but also take care of yourself. I tend to be a worrier. I haven't slept, guys. I'm so tired. I'm surprised I can even do a live, but I realize I'm probably not going to be filming a video because it probably wouldn't make any sense. They're over there, honey. She's like, hi, Sally Ann. Did you lose your sisters? This one does not like being alone. Did you lose your sissies? They're back there in the corner. They're getting all the good worms. She couldn't figure out how to get out of the coop. What? So anyway, back to my discussion. Don't keep score. Build a support system around yourself. Utilize services that will help you. Try not to be angry because it doesn't help, but also realize that anger is a human emotion that does happen, when, especially when you feel overloaded or things are somewhat out of your control. Like, you know, your mom falls down and goes boom and breaks everything. I know. Come on, let's go find your sissies. She's gonna sit here and bok and have a fit. Oh, I hope I don't lose you by going too far from the Wi-Fi. Well, I might. Take you over here and show you where the girls love to get their worms. This is still my big chip pile, but they love the edges. Ooh, there must be some prime eating. Oh, did you find Josie? Look at her. I found my sissies. Hi, Joanne. Is that some good stuff? Yeah. Must be good weeds over here. Miss Henri. Make a break for it. Nope, that's Fancy Ray. This is Jolene. So guys, I want to thank each and every one of you for your thoughts, your prayers, your encouragement. As I sat in the hospital for hours and hours and hours, it was a great comfort to me to read your comments. And I know you mean it sincerely, and that helps too, so. Whew. Allergy season. So, y'all, I'll do my best this week. I know you all understand. I'm not putting pressure on myself about a video. I have some things I want to do. But here's the other thing. I don't think I'm going to move my mom back to the same facility for a variety of reasons. Biggest reason is I think that her level of assistance will exceed the care that they can provide in an assisted living. So I've got to be on the hunt for a new facility, and then I'll have to move her. But thankfully, it's not like, you know, moving a whole household. But, you know, it's a pretty good size little apartment. I thought about trying to go live in the ICU, just in Mom's room, but I was afraid it would really confuse her. Thank you, Betsy. And she's pretty out there, guys. So we'll be here whenever. Thank you, Jane. So I'll leave you all with a funny, since I've already cried. You know, they were trying to assess Mom's cognition a little bit. You know, what's your name? What's your date of birth? Well, she knew her date of birth, shocked me. Who's president? She didn't know. What year was it? Didn't know. Where are you? Didn't know. You know, that's pretty pretty baseline for Mom, right? She's happily confused, you know. Well, they said, well, how many children do you have? And she said, well, my daughter, because I was there, of course. And she said, and I have 2 sons. Wait, what? I have 2 top secret brothers I never knew about. I have 1 sister, y'all. There's only ever been my sister and I. So she's kind of forgotten my sister, but she's given me 2 brothers. So I tried to tease with her and say, is there something you need to tell me, Mom? Well, she was too confused to, like, get the joke, right? So I just kind of laughed. And so then the nurse was like, well, where are your brothers? And I'm like, I don't have any brothers. Mom's got a whole problem. So, yeah. But one of the bad things is the strong pain medicines they use cause her to hallucinate. And so she sees people that aren't there and things that aren't there and misinterprets things in the environment. So I left here a little before 8, and it's like 1 o'clock, and I'm home now. That was enough. And she needed to rest too. So anyway, and I'll go back if I need to. So I hope you all are doing well. Congratulations on the new brothers. Thank you. I know. I'd like to know their names, you know, instead of just calling them bro. Hey, bro. And I will tell you something else funny. The hospital they sent her to was not equipped. It's a local hospital to do the surgery. And none of the area hospitals that are even reasonably close had enough staff to take her. So they sent her to a hospital that is in the hood. My dad talked to folks that lived in trees. Yeah, you just join in the conversation. I'm getting better at that. Thank you, Lorraine. I kind of lost my train of thought. I'm like reading comments. I apologize, guys. Like I said, I'm tired. Oh, well. Chad and Wesley. Oh, thank you. Yeah, that's a good. Oh, the hospital. That reminds me. So, guys, let me tell you what. It is in the hood. It is not in a good part of town. But I have had the most wonderful experience. Thank you, Jim. You've been in my shoes. It's my dad was a totally different situation. My dad had his mind. He chose to be at home on hospice, and while painful, it was not the same as what this is. This is a little bit different. But the surgeon that my mom had, I'm telling you what, he was a handsome feller, right? So my mom can't quite understand what's going on, and we're in pre-op, and the surgeon comes in and explains what he's going to do. And we were in like a little cubicle, right? So he leaves, and Mom says, well, who is that? And I said, Mom, that's your doctor. And he is one good-looking feller. And from behind the curtain, he says, thank you. I must have turned 50 Shades of Red. I didn't know it was like just outside the curtain. So, yeah. I guess the surgeon knew I thought he was cute. So we've had some laughs. We've tried to. But right now with Mom's medication level and pain level and just her general dementia, it's pretty out there. So, yeah. So if anybody has any other good suggestions for brother names, let me know. I better go check on the heathens because they've disappeared behind the little barn back there. So I hope you all have a really blessed day. Thank you for your kindness. Thank you for your understanding. I'm going to soak up a little bit of sun, a little vitamin D here. And I don't nap, but I'm going to try to lay down for a little bit. Okay, I'm busted. Yeah. Oh gosh, and y'all probably never seen me blush, but I blush and my ears get bright red, and trust me, I could feel the heat. And then after he did her surgery and came out to talk to me, I was like, oh, I gotta face him again. Oh my word. But he was very kind. But he was a good-looking feller. All right, guys. I will talk to you very soon. Thank you, Sally Ann, for your prayers. Thank you all for your prayers and well wishes. And, if something unforeseen happens, y'all, I will put a note in the community tab. Thank you, Jane. Thank you. Oh, no. Michelle? I will go back and look at the comment. Tell me your name. Let it be. I didn't get it written down quick enough. I thought you said Michelle. I'm so sorry. You almost think I have a little dementia. I don't. I've always had a mental block on names. But tell me your phone number one time and I'll remember it. So anyway. All right, y'all. Michelle, okay. I was right. Is that what I said? I think that was. You see how you get when you get sleep deprived? Yeah. I will see you all hopefully sometime this week. Like I said, if anything happens, I'll put an update. Thank you, Lorene. I'll put an update in the community tab. I mean, I don't anticipate, but we don't know. Tomorrow isn't promised, and so we will enjoy today. And the hospital's calling. All right, guys. I'll talk to you soon.